Yeah. So good evening, everyone. Today we'll discuss what are the important Citrix interview questions and how we need to answer those interview questions. Say we are going to attend the Citrix, most of the Citrix interviews. So what are the common questions people are asking and how to answer them? 70 to 80%, I have prepared most of the questions. Okay. So now today we'll discuss those interview questions. Okay, so Citrix already we know one of the leader in delivering of Citrix virtual apps and virtual desktops. So over the any device, any connection, Citrix is going to deliver apps and desktops. We already know that one. So today we'll discuss what are the Citrix interview questions and how we need to answer those questions. So now, like the first question mostly would be, what are the Citrix products you have worked? So in the current project or maybe in the previous project, what are the current versions of the Citrix you have worked and what are the Citrix products, other products also what we have? So these all we need to able to explain. So for that, what we need to answer is, so currently, anyhow, we have Citrix 7.x we have, and to make sure some of the latest versions of the Citrix like 2204, 2404, 1902, like most of the LTSR versions explain for current project. So in the current project, don't tell the legacy kind of things, but most of the clients in the large scale, they have the legacy kind of tools also. But when we tell legacy kind of tools in the interview, they are telling support end of life is supported or end of life is stopped like that. But still, lot of companies are using legacy kind of versions also. Okay, some companies are using even MetaFrame kind of server very early, but you don't tell like that. You tell any of the latest version like 2204, 2404. We should tell. Prior to that, I have worked with the like a ZenApp wise, we have ZenApp 6 and 6.5. Tell that who has 5 years like this experience, you can tell I have worked with ZenApp 6 and 6.5 also. Okay, so don't worry about ZenApp 6 and 6.5. I have some videos. I'll share those videos also. Okay, so those videos you can go through if you want ZenApp 6 and 6.5. Then currently we have either migrated or upgraded to 7.x. Okay, so then here one question definitely will ask is like what are the changes from 6.5 to 7.x? So we'll discuss what are the changes we have from 6.5 to 7.x, what are the changes have been there and how we involved in those migration and upgradation kind of activities. Definitely we need to say yes itself. I have involved in those migration kind of or maybe upgradation kind of activities. There is a slight difference between migration and upgradation. We'll discuss that one. Okay, so coming to Zen Desktop, like previously we have Zen Desktop 5.6 and we need to tell PBS also. In 7.x, you don't need to tell again Zen Desktop because both have been integrated. Both Zen app and Zen Desktop has been integrated. Okay, so then definitely we need to tell provisioning services also. For the Citrix administrator, lot of value will come if you tell provisioning services also. So hence, current environment you can tell MCS itself, but for the previous environment we need to tell we worked with the PVS also. So PVS is the provisioning services, MCS. Definitely there would be one question, PVS versus MCS also. There would be one question regarding PVS versus MCS. What are the advantages and disadvantages of PVS and MCS? Okay. So then, like here, we need to tell one more profile management wise, either UPM or FS logics. Don't tell absence. Absence is a vast product. So better to tell either UPM or Microsoft wise FS logics. Okay. Then you need to tell basic exposure towards Azure cloud we have and Azure ABD also we need to tell. Azure wise we have Azure ABD and Azure cloud also. And Windows server wise, what is their expectation is already they are assuming we know the Windows server very well in this AD. DNS, say DHCP service. Okay, so then RDS or terminal services, little bit on the IAS also, we need to have the knowledge. So because to troubleshoot storefront kind of thing, all that we need IAS kind of background also. Then like we can have an optional, we can have Citrix Cloud, NetScaler, Citrix Cloud, NetScaler. We should tell we have the basic exposure. Citrix Cloud and NetScaler, we need to tell the basic exposure because definitely nowadays large scale companies having connectors like Citrix Cloud. Instead of Citrix Cloud, we can manage through Azure Cloud also and NetScaler also. So these are all the products we have worked, and optionally we can tell app layering also. So Citrix app layering also we have worked, and hypervisor wise we can tell either Gen Center or Gen Server or vCenter or vSphere. We need to tell vSphere. So we need to tell the vSphere also. Okay, so these all the products we should tell what are the versions or products you have worked. Okay, any doubt on this? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, so these would be the first question mostly. What are the Citrix products you have worked? And it depends upon the JD also. Try to answer those what exactly they want. They would be in the JD, right? Focus on those areas. And if they have in the JD, don't tell I don't have that knowledge. Just brush up on that product. Okay. So these all the Citrix different versions like 6.5 we have started our career. Later we have migrated and upgraded to 7.x, and Zen Desktop also previously 5.6 we have. And in that environment we have both MCS and PBS, but current environment we have MCS only. But if we have PBS also, I can support. Whether they will use it or PBS or MCS, but in the job they want to take an engineer who is having PBS experience also. Okay, so for the profile management, we have UPM, FS Logics. Otherwise, we have absence also. But now, like most of the people are using FS Logics because it integrated with the other Microsoft products also. Then we have Azure Cloud. Cloud-wise, we need to tell Azure Cloud and Azure IaaS services. Azure AVD also will discuss. Then Windows Server-wise, we need to brush up AD, DNS, DHCP, RDS, IaaS. And one more feature mandatory we need to tell from the Windows wise is we should tell yes, we have basic knowledge on PowerShell. Okay, so today a lot of companies are expecting PowerShell knowledge also from us. And Citrix also have their own Citrix cloud, and NetScaler or ADC also we need to have. App layering, Gen Center or hypervisor wise we have Gen Center or Gen Server, or VMware wise we have VMware ESXi server or vCenter or vSphere bundle we have. Okay, so then coming to defect tracking or maybe how the ITIL management wise, definitely we need to have Jira or ServiceNow. Okay, previously we have BMC Remedy also, but 90% today most of the companies having Jira or ServiceNow. We need to tell for the problem management or for ITIL process wise which tool we are using is we need to tell Jira or ServiceNow. Okay, so then the next question would be, or this may be also the first question, what are your job roles and responsibilities as a Citrix administrator? So what are the job roles we have in the Citrix administrator wise? So now here we need to manage the Citrix infrastructure management. So as the Citrix administrator, we should be responsible for day-to-day administration of the Citrix environment, then Citrix monitoring of the infrastructure, virtual desktops, application, gateways, all these infrastructure management we are going to take care. Then user assignments, user issues, troubleshooting, and assigning the users application desktop groups, creating the catalog kind of things. Then ensuring the users have the right applications, right desktop permissions. These are all the user and access management we need to check. And we need to troubleshoot the L2 level, L3 level also. We need to troubleshoot the user issues. Then monitoring from the director, health monitoring, and even we need to check the logs, event viewer. Then we need to optimize from the metrics, what are the metrics we will check it, and maybe handling the shift also to others, shift in charge responsibilities, and what are the things we need to do while assigning that shift to others. So these are all the things like maybe from the support wise we need to take care, and we need to support L1 level, L2 level, L3 level support also we need to take care. Okay, and we need to troubleshoot the issues related to applications, application performance, then connectivity issues also we need to troubleshoot, and most of the issues would be coming for the profile wise also. Then in order to optimize secure scaling of our Citrix infrastructure also, everyday monitoring is required. And we need to consider some of the metrics, some of the advisors, some of the best practices, all these also we need to take care. And maintenance wise, we need to take care the patching of the Citrix servers, rebooting or restarting kind of patching activities also we need to perform. Okay, so these all like optimization wise, security wise, all these also we need to consider from the Citrix admin roles and responsibilities. So every day try to do a role play kind of thing. Every day I'm going to the office. These all the things I have worked. These all the roles I have done. Like this, prepare your roles and responsibilities. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts on this? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, so
Yes.
these are all the things we need to take care from the Citrix administrator roles and responsibilities, and from your resume also we need to be able to tell. Next to mostly the next question would be, tell me about your infrastructure. Okay, so tell me about your infrastructure. Say in the infrastructure, they would be asking you how many number of target users you are supporting, concurrent how many users. So maybe my target users are 10,000 also, but concurrent at any point of time, maybe 4,000 users are connecting. Another 4,000 or 2,000 users maybe in the shifts they are connecting. Okay, so that target users and version wise, what are the versions you have? What is the hosting infrastructure and how many locations we have? Okay, so team size related also we would be some questions. For all these, we need to prepare before itself. And definitely there would be the questions of how many controllers we have. Okay, how many storefronts you have, and what is the database configuration you have, and which type of server hardware, where your server hardware is hosted. Is it on the VMware, or is it on the Gen server, or maybe any of the cloud you are using? So this kind of varies your server hardware, and how remotely you are connecting to those servers through like maybe ILO kind of thing, or like maybe DRAC for the Dell servers. So these kind of questions also we can expect. Okay, so for all these also before itself we need to prepare ourselves in order to answer them. Okay, so then how many license servers we have? Then like we will have how many VDN servers or multi-session OS? Then VDN single session OS? And how many application users are there, which type of catalogs, like pool random, pool static, dedicated. So how many dedicated you have, how many pool random you have, how many pool static you have. So most of them try to tell pool random kind of desktops. Okay, pool random kind of desktops you used to tell. Okay, so maybe controllers you can tell around 4 to 8 controllers. You can tell 2 storefront servers, one or two license servers. Like maybe hardware, maybe Dell or maybe HP servers. We need to tell in that also what is the version of servers we have. All these we need to tell. Okay, so these related questions also they will be asking very casually, and we should also answer what is assuming a role play kind of thing, we should able to answer these questions also. And you are working in a small scale application, try to tell more users than what exactly you have. You got the point? So you have limited also as of now. Try to explain like more number of servers, more number of users, because most of the companies prefers to take the candidates who worked in the complex infrastructures. Okay, so even in your current job, even have the less infrastructure, like for this you prepare more infrastructure, you should able to answer. More number of controllers, more number of VDN servers, more number of concurrent users. Like this, try to explain. Then they will get a confidence as you can work in the complex workloads also. Okay. Any doubts on this? Yeah, Subrat, can you add anything on this?
No, sir. But for any freshers means what we have to tell.
Yeah, for
Previous
freshers
environment.
also, we need to tell the same. The infrastructure for freshers won't be less, right? Your job role
Uh,
should be for the L1 monitoring and L1 issues would be assigned to you.
oh, for freshers means L1 issues.
If
L1 issues would be, but
yeah,
infrastructure is the same one, but you'll have the less permissions. And mostly from the director monitoring wise, L1 client side issues, how troubleshoots, monitoring, basic monitoring and the basic patching kind of activities, test environments we need to configure. So these kind of job roles you can tell.
Okay, sir.
Okay, but if you project more on yourself, then only will get the job.
yeah,
Sir.
we can add it like if we'll add the like we participated in upgrade activity, they may ask like what is the
Patching
procedure?
activities or maintenance
Yeah,
kind of
patching
activities.
and like Citrix version upgrade activity. So they can ask like what is the procedure to like how which component will go first, then later which component. They can ask the upgrade procedure.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That we can add it here.
Yeah. Say then, like after telling about the infrastructure, all this, like these are the very basic questions. In every interview, they will ask these questions. Okay. So what are your roles and responsibilities? And tell me about infrastructure and what are the Citrix products you have worked. It depends upon your position, but say suppose you are at L1 level as a fresher also, try to tell some L2 job roles. You are attending for L2, try to tell some L3 also. And for L3 guys, some of the subject matter experts or team lead kind of job roles also we should able to tell. Then only they're considering the profile. Okay. So then, like it's mandatory question in the interviews people are asking is what is FMA versus IMA? What is the meaning of FMA is? FMA is a flexicast like a management architecture. FMA is a flexicast management architecture. What is that FMA is? In 7.x, Citrix architecture has changed from IMA. In Janap 6 and 6.5, we have IMA. In 7.x, we have FMA. So this is technically that FMA versus IMA is nothing but what are the changes from 6.5 to 7.x itself. Okay, so what is the difference between FMA versus IMA is nothing but FMA versus IMA is nothing but FMA is in the 7.x we have. Okay, say in IMA is with 6 and 6.5. So what is the meaning of FMA? Flexicast management architecture. Here there is a typo. Flexible machine assignment is not that. Flexicast management architecture. So definitely we should able to prepare this answer because in the job wise we don't use this, but interview wise this is one of the very important FAQ. Okay, hence we should able to answer FMA versus IMA is nothing but Xenap 6.5 to 7.x. What are the major changes? In 7.x, the architecture is called as
FMA,
FMA. FMA stands for FlexCast
Expressed
Management
Management
Architecture.
Architecture.
FlexCast Management Architecture, and IMA is Independent Management Architecture. Independent Management Architecture we have. Say for the FMA versus IMA and Xenap 6.5 to 7.x. Okay, so definitely, so FMA has been replaced the IMA architecture, okay, from 7.x and later versions. So what is the meaning of FlexCache management architecture is, it is a service-oriented architecture and most of the Citrix platforms have been integrated into single kind of solution, whereas application delivery, mobility, services, flexible provisioning, cloud management, all can be done from the 7.x, whatever the product we are going to use. And it can be integrated also as a single point of solution. Depends upon the client flexibility, we can deliver those architectures. That is the reason it's called as FMA. Okay, so then here FMA, most of the like previously we have Zen app is different, Zen desktop is different, Zen mobile is different. So, but we can integrate with the cloud also, we can integrate, and most of the brokering functionalities have been consolidated. Previously Zen app is different, Zen desktop is different, but both have been like consolidated in the functionality wise. And we can manage the multiple versions also, like FMA supports multiple versions. Previously 6 is not possible to add, 6.5, all should be uniform kind of versions. Okay, but here this we can have the multiple versions of that also is supported. So now architecture wise, here we have IMA, here we have FMA, and previously the database is called as data store. So now here it is called as site database. So previously the database in the 6 and 6.5 is called as a data store, but here it's called as database. And for the database, if the downtime is there, in Xenap 6 and 6.5, we have localhost cache, but in 7.x initial features, they have given connection leasing. I think from 7.6 feature packs, later they have added LHC. That means in the initial versions of the 7.x, we don't have LSC. Instead of LSC, what we have? Instead of LSC, what we have is, we have the connection leasing. We have the connection leasing. There is a slight difference between connection leasing versus localhost cache also. That is also one of the important FAQ. Okay, LSC we can tell it has been added from later versions, and currently we have localhost cache itself. Connection leasing has been disabled. And in 6 and 6.5, we have load evaluators are there, like CPU utilization, what is the load on that, memory utilization, disk IO. Like this here in the 7.x, what happened is, it has been added with the policies itself, with the load balancing policies. Okay, so then we have the zone preference and zones. They're trying to add the zones kind of concept also in 7.x, but 6 and 6.5 having form and zones. Form is like a multi-region kind of thing, whereas zones are regional kind of things. Okay, the same kind of infrastructure has been trying to implement in 7.x also. Okay, so then like whenever we want to restart the servers, we need to use a reboot policy is there. But now we can schedule. Can you tell me where we need to schedule this restart schedule? This is in the delivery controller, desktop assignments or delivery assignments. We can configure these kind of schedules also. Okay, so but previously we used to apply a schedule policy, like in the group policies or maybe with the Citrix policies, we used to restart the servers. And previously Citrix having streaming profiler, but now the streaming profiler has been already stopped the support. Citrix having a previous one very good product that is also called a streaming profiler, but 6.5 onwards, streaming profiler end of life has been declared. Okay, so now they have integrated with the AppV kind of like AppV kind of application integration is there. Okay, so then like authentication, like storefront having like one more important feature is web interface has been replaced from storefront. Okay, so and provisioning wise, if you want 1,000 Xenap servers, we can use like only PVS only at that moment. But now VDS servers also MCS is supported. That means you want 1,000 VDA multi-session OS, you can provision them through MCS also. But that is not possible through Xenap 6.5. And for the monitoring wise, in Xenap 6, we have edge site, but now that is called as director. But when it comes to 6.5, already director and edge site support also is there. Director and edge site support is there. Storefront support also is there for 6.5 also. But lot of people doesn't aware that. Okay, so like this here, we should able to tell some differences between FMA versus IMA, or most of them are 6.5 to 7.x also the major changes. So architecture wise also, like we have a lot of changes are there. Architecture wise also we have a lot of changes, like IMA versus FMA is there. Now previously we have the IMA. Okay. So we need to have the IMA in 6 and zone data collector, some ZDC election process, all these we have in the 6.5. Okay, and we have the like we have the different kind of roles, like license server is there, data collector, application server. Okay, now most of them we have like controller, VDA server, VDA desktop kind of things, and we don't have ZDC kind of all this communication like election process, all that we don't have. And main advantage from the 7.x is single pane of management. Both Xenap, Xendesktop has been integrated with the single point of solution. And previously we have two types of one is App Center, just like Citrix Studio, we have App Center, and Xendesktop wise, the Xendesktop console would be there. But now both can be managed from single itself. Technically, if you want to tell, like Xenap is nothing but VDA on multi-session OS. Xendesktop is nothing but VDA on single session OS. But the controllers, studio, director, all these management kind of components have been unified into single kind of console. And that's they called as FMA kind of thing. Okay, so previously it's a little tough to manage all those. But now what is the main advantage is Citrix Studio is a centralized management console for both the things, simplified management, both the sites can be easily managed. And both it supports VDA, multi-session OS also supports both MCS and PVS. Both MCS and PVS is both are supported. But one of the challenges, application streaming or streaming applications have been removed from 7.x, but those have been stopped at 6.5 itself. What is the main advantage of streaming profiler is offline also your applications can be delivered. Means if you don't have the internet or connectivity to your Xenap server also, offline also those applications can be connected, but we need a streaming agent should be there. Okay, our offline agent is called, that should be there, but now that we can give through AppB also we can give. We have Citrix receiver is there. Now it's called as Workspace app. Okay, Workspace app is there. Localhost cache wise, initially 7.x having some disadvantages because Xenap 6 and 6.5 localhost cache is one of the best feature for the database high availability. But later 7.6 onwards, they have implemented that kind of LHC
Sir,
feature
this
also.
sir,
Yeah.
this HDX means what's HDX called?
HDX is the high definition experience. When we are delivering the multimedia kind of content or graphic kind of content, there would be a lot of load on the servers, lot of load on the network. In order to compress and optimize way to deliver that, Citrix have their own technology called as HDX, stands for high definition experience. But even in 6.x5 also, 6 also they have HDX is there before also. But they have enhanced those features. In
Okay.
6 and 6.5 also HDX is there, but they have enhanced those features. And 6.5 almost end of life has been declared only for the limited customers they are supporting. But no updates are available. Only if they have any legacy applications, they are going to use. But 7.x, lot of LTSR versions are supported, patching is available, updates are available. Hence, always recommended to use 7.x itself. Okay, so where we have the FMA, simplified management, enhanced user experience. Okay, so easy to administrate, high availability, integrates with the cloud also very well. Okay, so that suits for today like a virtual apps and desktops environments. It meets the current needs. So hence compared to 6 and 6.5, at that moment those are the very stable products. Today better to go for the higher version of Citrix itself, always recommended to use. Okay. So like this, we need to tell the FMA versus IMA. And the second question is Xenap 6.5 to 7.x, we should able to tell the differences. Okay, so then in 7.x, unified app and desktop experience, improve scalability, high availability. FMA has been replaced with IMA. Storefront has been replaced with the web interface kind of thing. Desktop directory integration. Power management has been simplified. And like we don't have multiple consoles. Okay, enhanced security, compliance, monitoring has been improved. Okay, so these all the differences we should able to tell. Okay, so then there will be definitely one question regarding the Citrix port numbers. So what are the ICA port numbers, IMA port numbers? Okay, then license server kind of port numbers, FMA related port numbers also. ICA, what are the two port numbers we have? Normal connection is 1494, and for the session reliability we'll use 2598. Citrix uses two port numbers. One is 1494 and second one is 2598. And previously we have IMA. Now we don't have the IMA. That is 2512 and 2513 are the port numbers for IMA. What are the IMA port numbers? 2512 and 2513 are the IMA port numbers we have. Okay, so then license server. What are the license server port numbers? So license server wise 27,000.
27,000.
Yeah. Second one 8082 or
8080.
8083 and 7279. That is the vendor diamond port. 7279 is the vendor diamond port we have. Okay.
Communication port number is 27,000.
27,000 with the product and so that's communication is going to happen with that.
Communication will happen.
Okay. So these two also the important port numbers. Okay. So then FMA related, we don't have 2512 and 2513, we don't have. Okay, so we don't have, but FMA wise normally we'll use 80, 443 for the internal communication between the controllers, all those 14942598. Anyhow, ICA is required 8081, 8081. These all the ports we have in the FMA related. And definitely we have one question, how the applications or desktops are going to be resource delivery, or maybe in another words, Citrix enumeration process. So we need to able to explain Citrix enumeration process. Already we have discussed this one, but tomorrow again I'll explain what is the Citrix enumeration process, because we have a lot of questions to discuss. But before going for interview, everyone need to prepare what is the Citrix enumeration process. So how end to end, how the client devices are connecting or endpoint devices are connecting, and how the resource delivery is going to happen from the Citrix wise. Okay. Then definitely there would be a question between in the Citrix like 7.x. What are the differences between catalogs and the delivery groups also? So a lot of people are asking what are the differences between catalogs and the delivery groups. So the collection of devices, either those may be virtual machines, physical machines, or through MCS or PBS, we are going to create the catalogs. Those are the collection of virtual machines as a one managed kind of entity we are going to manage, and those we are going to assign to the users by creating the delivery groups. Okay, the mission resources have been created by creating the catalogs. Once we create the catalogs, those have been assigning to the users, or maybe the desktops or apps are delivered to the users by creating the delivery groups. Otherwise, even we can deliver the applications also. Those are called as application delivery groups previously, or application groups also we can call. Okay, so as of now, while delivering the delivery groups itself, we can integrate the applications also there. Okay, so then what are the Citrix license types we have? Citrix license having user device kind of thing, concurrent kind of licenses. Okay, so how we need to manage the license, and what are the license server port numbers, and what is the impact if the license server goes down? What is the impact if the license server goes down?
No impact, because there is an
Yeah.
30 days grace period.
Yeah, 30 days grace period. That is, within the 30 days, we need to bring our license server up. 30 days is a very big time to the administrators to restore that server. If it is maybe 24 hours, we need to rush it. Okay, but 30 days is a very good time. There is no impact to the users, even if the license server goes down. But which type of license models we have, and what is the version of the Citrix also we need to go through. Okay, so whether we may have the concurrent license or user device license, only user specific license, or device kind of license, like this. Mostly we'll have the, like, company may purchase a concurrent. That means at any point of time, my concurrent users are 4,000. More than 4,000, we don't allow. If we go for a user device, based on the user and the device ID, okay, one license has been assigned. If any of the user is changed or device is changed, then so that means same user, if he connects from two devices, how many licenses are used? Okay, in the user device, same user, he connected from two devices. Then how many licenses have been used?
One license.
No. In the user device combination, two licenses should be used.
Okay.
Because the same user device is changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So otherwise, what I can do is, for everyone, I'll tell the same username and let log into Citrix with that same username itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so definitely here, if either the user changes or device changes, a new license would be counted by the license server. Okay, in the concurrent, they don't worry about all these. 4,000 users, 4,000 sessions are connected. Okay, so if the user log off, again that comes to the license pool that can be assigned to another user. Okay, so like this here we need to have an idea on what are the license models, all those also. Maybe for the freshers all this not required, but for the L3 guys we need to have a good knowledge on the licensing model also. Okay, so then like the next set of questions is like tomorrow we'll discuss this one, how to troubleshoot if our apps or resources or desktops are not delivered. Okay, so if what are the all possible ways we need to tell for this. Okay, if our resources are not delivering to the Citrix, okay, every day we would be getting one or two these kind of issues. We should able to solve this one. Okay, already we discussed about tell me about your infrastructure, right? And tell me about your team size also. You can tell a team of around 8 to 10 people you can tell, or if it is a bigger infrastructure, you can tell 12 to 20 also. You can tell the team size. Okay, so then everyone need to tell about their infrastructure. And one common issue mostly in the Citrix environment we are getting is unregistered issues. What is that?
Unregistered.
Yeah, Citrix unregistered issue also we should discuss more, because most of the people will ask us mandatory how we are going to troubleshoot Citrix unregistered issue. Tomorrow we
Unregistered
are
issue.
going to discuss how to troubleshoot if the desktops or apps are not delivering, or second one is unregistered issue, and one more
Unregistered.
third FAQ people will ask us is like your catalog or desktop group is in unknown power state. What is the issue? Unknown
Power
state.
state.
Unknown power
Status.
state. Okay, that unknown power state we have, not status. Unknown power state. Unknown power state we have. That how to troubleshoot also we need to discuss. And tomorrow everyone need to come with one scenario. What is the major issue you have faced in your environment? So this is also one of the common people will ask it.
Okay.
Okay, so that's we need to tell. So what we need to tell is one of the major challenge. Tomorrow everyone need to come with today prepare that what is the major challenge you have encountered in your job. Okay, and we are going to discuss the enumeration process from the storefront wise, and people will ask us, even not the storefront is not our access point. We are going to access through Netscaler. From the Netscaler wise also we need to tell that means users are going to access from the storefront. We used to tell all these days, but now we need to tell from the Netscaler. If the users access from the Netscaler, how we are going to troubleshoot, we need to tell. So we'll discuss this also. And from the Citrix wise, PBS wise, one of the major like important question is how to update our vDisk. So manually we can update or automatically. And in that scenario also we are going to use like vDisk update through versioning. We should be able to tell. We should tell versioning is the method we have used, and we are going to create a new version of the vDisk. Then again booting, performing all the changes, like bringing into maintenance mode, all that. What are the update steps? This one also is mandatory from the PBS wise. Okay, then there will be some questions related to Citrix group policies. What are the policies? Some important policies like how we are going to enable disabling the virtual channels, and how we are going to disable the virtual channels depends upon the requirements. Some of the user profile related policies. In the yesterday session, we discussed most of the policies also, and some of the important policies we should able to tell. These are the policies we have used, and what are the policy filters we have also. We should be able to explain what are the Citrix like policies also. We should be able to explain to that. Okay, so then PBS wise, another important question is, what are the PBS boot process we have? What are the PBS? Once the device booted, it goes to like maybe DORA process, DHCP, then TFTP booting. Then it's going to do the TFTP server or boot server identifies, yeah, DBP32.bin, then booting the device, streaming is happening. These all the steps we need to able to tell. Okay, so then once we explain the PBS booting process, all those, so we'll discuss these, how to explain the answers. So we need to troubleshoot unregistered issues, or if the desktops or apps are not delivering to the user. Okay, then like unknown power status also, unknown power status or power state. Okay, then like we need to tell about our infrastructure and what are the major issues faced in our environment. Then what is our team size? Okay, so mostly we'll have project manager, L2, L3, L1 kind of, L1 itself may be called as help desk also. And we don't have a separate network team, but you can tell you have a separate hypervisor and networking team also. Okay, so then how to update the VDs and all these steps also we need to tell. And coming to Citrix group policies, some of the important policies maybe we'll ask. For that, we need to prepare before itself. These are the policies like maybe enabling audio kind of thing, plug and play kind of devices, printer settings, your profile management settings, or bandwidth, how we are going to allocate the percentages, and load balancing policies now have been integrated with the Citrix policies itself. All these we need to tell. Then we have the Citrix PBS and MCS wise, what are the advantages and disadvantages? What is the main advantage of PBS is in the large scale infrastructure, resource utilization is very less, cost can be reduced by PBS. The benchmark is if you have 2000 plus desktops, whereas MCS, if you have less than 2000 desktops, MCS is the best one. Okay, so even we need to tell more differences also. Okay, then Citrix printing will discuss what are the major challenges if the client side printers are not auto connecting, then how to troubleshoot them. So we need to troubleshoot if the Citrix printing is not happening or printers are not auto creating. Then we should tell how the MCS works and how the PBS works. What are the major differences between them, advantages, disadvantages of each also. We should have a good knowledge. And from the PBS wise, if the VDisk is not booting, like how to troubleshoot. So this also in the previous session we have discussed. If the previous device has been not booting, like we need to check the DHCP 6667, then Wireshark kind of thing, network troubleshooting solutions, where the previous server services are running or not, firewall ports, network related any issues are there, and services on the PBS are working or not, VDisk wise any issues. So these are all the things we need to check if you have any problem with the VDisk is not booting. But VDisk is booting, but user is complaining performance wise, we have a lot of issues. Then we need to check the network bandwidth. We need to check it. What is the size of the VDisk? What is the write cache location we have enabled? And IOPS wise also we need to check that size of the VDisk and what like maybe driver related any issues, patching related. Like this, if the VDisk performance is poor also, we need to troubleshoot. In the same way, what are the service names with the PBS? Say some of the important PBS service names. In the same way, even virtual apps and desktops also. Can you tell me some of the PBS service names which are important? So PBS wise, the main important service is the streaming service. Okay, TFTP service. Okay, so streaming service, bootp service, TFTP service. Okay, so then for the authentication authorization, we have PBS SOAP services there. Okay, so we have the PBS SOAP service also is one of the important service. Like this, from the virtual apps and desktops, what are the important service? From the PBS wise, what are the service? From the VD and server wise also, what are the important service we need to tell. So what are the advantages of policies and why we need to use the policies, PBS boot process. Okay, so then say Citrix PBS, faster image updates, reduce storage, reduce hypervisor requirements, and better scalability. Okay, whereas MCS is easy to set up. If you have less than 2000 desktops in your environment, recommended to go for MCS. If you have more than that, better to go for PBS. But only the disadvantage is little complex kind of setup, management, okay, say potential performance issues with the network kind of bandwidth kind of issues, and if the VD size is very big. Okay, so then like more storage is required, slower image times and slower image updates are there with the MCS. And some of the important Citrix policies also we need to prepare before going for interviews. And printing, we'll discuss some of the client side printers are not automatically connecting over the session. Then how to troubleshoot. So PBS uses linked clone kind of technology in order to create the multiple missions. Once you give one mission, once you create the catalog through MCS, all those virtual missions from the single image it's going to create. And PBS uses streaming kind of capabilities, and using the vDisk, multiple devices are booting. Both are going to give single instance management or single image management. But we have some advantages and disadvantages with both the techniques. And we need to check the network related configurations. Image vDisk has been corrupted, any device drivers, any PBS server wise, networking, DHCP server wise, or PBS server services are running or not, available PBS is there, any load balancing issues. So these are the areas we need to check. And in order to improve the PBS vDisk performance, we need to optimize the storage, reduce the vDisk size, increase the network bandwidth. Anyhow, these all like not possible all of sudden, but we need to tell some of the best practices. And we'll discuss Citrix wise also, Zen desktop or app wise also, how to improve the performance. Okay, so then what is the HDX? High definition experience. So high definition experience is one of the Citrix proprietary kind of technology. When we are going to deliver multimedia, graphic kind of content in an optimized way, Citrix is going to deliver. Okay, and definitely localhost cache versus connection leasing also there would be questions. And tomorrow everyone need to tell some of the challenges, one of the most challenging one, and some of the challenges also everyone need to prepare at least 5 to 10 issues. Then another important question is, in the Microsoft wise, we are going to use the RDP, and Citrix wise, we are going to use ICA. Yeah, ICA or ICA. Okay, so remote desktop protocol is a Microsoft proprietary protocol, whereas ICA is Citrix protocol, whereas security, performance, user experience, multimedia content delivery. Okay, so all these low bandwidth, all these are possible with ICA, not possible with RDP. Okay, so RDP require a lot of bandwidth and less secure compared to ICA, and multimedia support, all these like not at the RDP can do all this, but not at the level of what Citrix can do. So ICA is very, very powerful. Okay, in order to deliver in an optimized way, if you use RDP session, if you use ICA session, 99% of the people will tell ICA is very powerful compared to RDP. What is the port number for RDP? What is the port number for RDP?
89.
89. Okay, so 3389 is the port number for RDP. Okay. So Citrix profile management wise, we have the Citrix profile UPM we have. Microsoft wise also roaming profiles, FS Logics, third-party tools also like AppSense. So these are all the profile management solutions we are going to use. And definitely we need to upgrade our Citrix environments. We need to upgrade our Citrix environments also. So we need to perform the upgrade. So here I will explain how in which order we need to perform the upgrade also. So there would be an order how we need to perform the upgrade our Citrix environments. Now, whenever we are going to perform the upgrade, first we need to prepare and we need to assess, need to take a backup also. Then can you tell me which component first we need to upgrade?
License server.
Yeah, Citrix license server is the first one, and we need to have the updated licenses also. And always any of the Citrix product, higher version of the product is not supporting the older version of license server. Okay, that means if the Citrix version is higher and license server is down, it won't support. But vice versa is supports. Can you tell me what is the vice versa? License server is higher, Citrix product version is lower version. It supports. Okay, but if the license server is older version, if the product version is higher, it won't support. Hence, always in the Citrix environment, always start the upgradation with the license server itself. With the license server itself, we need to perform the upgradation. Okay, so after upgrading the license server, what is the next component we need to upgrade? So what is the next component we need to upgrade? We need to upgrade the storefront server. So we need to upgrade the storefront server. After license server, storefront server, then upgrade the director also. And if you are using PBS in your environment, then PBS servers also with all those VDs, all those also we need to update. Okay, so can you tell me the first 5 servers, what is the order? First we need to go with
License server.
license server, then storefront, director, PBS, then
PBS.
half of the controllers itself. That means if you have 20 controllers, upgrade 10 controllers. Okay, after that, upgrade the studio. Okay, after studio, restart that server also. Restart until that means we have the close and open again the session. Okay, if you have any session is open, studio, close that session, again open the studio one. Okay, then 9th step is important. We need to have the newer version of database, maybe that schema, we need to import the schema and all the changes also we need to update. Okay, so that some DBA scripts also we may have. After DBA has been upgraded, then we need to do. Then we need to
Update the
perform
remaining controller.
remaining controllers. We have 20 controllers. We have upgraded only 10 controllers. Then VDAs. After VDA, we need to VDA means that mission we need to. If you have a master mission, go to that master mission. Okay, on top of that, upgrade the. On top of that, that master mission upgrade the VDA, like VDA on multi-session OS or multi-session single session OS. That's we need to perform the upgrade. Okay, so after that, upgrade the catalogs and delivery groups also. Okay, so like this, we need to perform the upgrade steps. Upgradation is easy, installations are easy itself, but this order, all these very important. One of the crucial upgrade is the database upgrade is the most challenging part here. And before taking the database upgrade, definitely for the previous version, we need to take a backup also. So we need to take a backup of the database also we need to take. So and one server will try to upgrade the older versions, and before that we need to check the compatibility of those also, whether those versions are compatible, from which version we have, which patch levels we have, cumulative packs we have, that compatibility kind of things also we need to check it. Okay. So here before there are some you have any PBDs, app, these are not supported in the newer versions. Those all we need to remove. Okay. So then we need to purchase the newer licenses also, and we need to upgrade the license server. Then that new license file we need to copy to that license server. Then upgrade the storefront. Then director. Then PBS. Then half of the controllers. Okay. Then studio. Then database. So before the database, there are some PowerShell commands also we have. So using those PowerShell commands also we can run. Then we need to upgrade the remaining controllers, VDAs, then upgrade the catalogs, delivery groups, all those we need to upgrade. And after the upgrade also our job is not done. We need to make sure like everything has been working fine or not. We need to have some testing also need to perform. And here database level also we have some of the schema wise compatibility things, all those we have. And personal VDs, some of the features are not supported in the newer version. Those all we need to remove while upgrading. Okay, so like this order we need to perform. The VDs, app disk or personal VDs, these all not supported. And after post upgradation, need to check all the services like controllers, storefront related, licensing, VDA, all those licenses, database connectivity is there, site health from the director wise, okay, controller availability, configurations, okay, the license servers, all these health also we need to check it. Okay, unregistered issues we shouldn't get. VDA registration should be very smooth. VDA status should be smooth. Okay, desktop should be available and application should be launched. Performance should be good. Okay, so profile should work properly. All these post kind of things also we need to check it. And sometimes if any disaster happens also, we may need to restore that also. So that is the purpose. Before doing any upgradation, definitely we need to have the snapshots, backups, all these we need to configure. And from there, we need to restore those. So if any failure happens, we need to identify the failure point where your upgradation has been failure, check the logs, and inform that to the clients also, or users also, end users, they have a downtime. Okay, then stop all the services, restore the say because the existing one is corrupted or not happening the upgrade, then restore from the databases or backups, then revert back to that VDA previous version itself, revert back. And the license server one advantage of the license server is the higher version of license server also supports the backend kind of things. Before that also license server also we need to take the backup. Okay, but before doing directly all these in the production environment, in the real time we'll have a staging environment we'll do, later itself we'll do into the production. And finally we can contact Citrix support also. So these all the things we need to work. And definitely one more interview question is, what are the differences we have observed from the web interface to storefront? In 6 we have web interface. 6.5 supports both web interface and storefront, but 7.x onwards, mostly we have the storefront. So hence, people will ask us the difference between storefront versus web interface also. Okay, so once we discuss that upgrading all those, say here how we are going to do the patch management, how we are going to manage the rebooting the servers also. So these also every week kind of things, or maybe every 15 days, every monthly also we are going to do. Sometimes if more patches are coming and more issues are there, every day also we may need to do this patch management kind of things. And every day we will be getting profile corruption also. Any of the user profile may be corrupting. We need to restore that profile kind of things also from the backup. Okay, so these also every day we will be doing. So these all we'll discuss in the tomorrow class. Okay, any doubts? So Citrix interview is very easy if you prepare in a planned way.
For everything, means we should know only a single point, I think.
Yeah,
In
we
these
need to
10
know,
points.
you need to do some groundwork. Need to prepare some use cases that tomorrow everyone need to participate. I prepare a lot of documentation, right? Like this, you also prepare some of the issues like this.
Okay.
So these all the areas I'll check it. Like this, if you're able to explain 10 to 20 issues, very frequently same kind of issues would be coming. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Sure. Go through this video for 2 to 3 times and prepare according to this. Then very easy to crack the interviews also.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
Yeah, sure, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.